Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Mark Medley Show. Yes, this is my podcast, and it is always an absolute joy to interact with you in this medium. Today's episode is titled, Let's Treat Each Other Like It's December All Year Round. And I'll tell you where that's coming from. We are coming out of the Thanksgiving holiday season and heading straight into December. As a matter of fact, December is just a few days away, where we'll be heading into the Hanukkah season, Christmas season, and Kwanzaa season. Now, I don't know about you, but it just seems like, and it could be my imagination, but I don't think it is, but it just seems like in December, for some reason, people get nicer. And again, we're celebrating Hanukkah. We're celebrating Christmas. We're celebrating Kwanzaa. We're in the time of year where folks are giving gifts and children are expecting things from Santa Claus, and folks go out to stores and really rack their brains on trying to get that perfect gift. And now they don't even have to go to the store. They can sit behind their computer and order online. But as you make your way about, you begin to see the lights up. You begin to see streets decorated. You begin to see the various towns and boroughs, how they put up decorations on their lampposts and in their downtown areas and on their main streets. And in the hustle and bustle, people just seem to get softer. They seem to speak to each other more. They seem to hold the door for each other more and say thank you and smile. And as they come into each other's presence, they're actually happy to be human beings with other human beings. And it causes me to wonder. It causes me to ponder. It causes me to question, why can't we be like this the other 11 months of the year? Why can't we do this in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November? And we catch a little bit of it near the end of November around the Thanksgiving time frame, and a little bit of it in January for New Year's. And then we go back to business as usual. And for many of us, that's our mean, old, nasty, evil, bitter selves. We go back to treating each other as if we didn't matter, as if others didn't matter. We go back to being our selfish old selves. We go back to being our impatient old selves. So the question I have, and the purpose of today's episode is, think about this. What if we were like the way we are around Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa, New Year's, and Thanksgiving all year long? What if we were like that after January 1st? What if we were like that in February? And I think maybe we get a tinge of it around Valentine's Day, but not much. It's not the same as we get in December. Can you imagine if that same giving spirit, that same politeness, that same use of manners, that same love that's expressed in December was expressed in March or was expressed in July? Because if you think about it, during the December time frame when everybody's going crazy to get gifts, everybody's going crazy to show someone that they love them through material things, that's one of the most frenetic times of the year. The malls are crowded, the roads are crowded, the parking lots are crowded, the stores are crowded, the cash register lines are long, and yet people still find it in their heart, in their nature, and their spirit to be gracious, to be kind, to be caring, and to be loving. One would think that given the frenetic pace, that given the chaos, that given the craziness that goes along with being in the crowd to shop for those gifts, you would think at that point patience would be shorter, that attitudes would be higher than normal, that anger and and evilness would actually increase, but instead it decreases and goes the other way. So the question is, why? If we can do it for 1/12 of the year, why can't we do it for the other 11/12ths? If we can do it for 1/12, why can't that same behavior carry over for the other 11/12ths? If we can do it for 30 days, give or take a few days here or there, why can't we do it for the other 335? It is interesting to me, and it's something to observe. And I challenge you to, as we go into this holiday season, I challenge you to observe, to see if you see what I see, to see if it's just my imagination. Do we actually have a different spirit during the month of December than we do throughout the remainder of the year? I would say yes. Some may disagree and say, no, it's the same. But I honestly feel that there's a better feeling of positivity. There's a better outlook. There's a better feeling of hope. There's a better feeling of love. There are better expressions of our humanness during the month of December. Now, this is the real crazy part about the whole Christmas gift giving thing. You will get folks who will go out and spend hours amongst hours of trying to pick out that perfect gift. And then the recipient will go out on December 26th and spend hours upon hours returning that same gift to get a credit. And as we're in this season of giving thanks, because I talked about that in my last episode, I think personally, and I get it if something doesn't fit or what have you, but just to take something back because you don't want it after someone has spent all that time to purchase it for you, to go now stand on the return line, to me is the height of, or at least close to the height of ingratitude. But even with that said, even standing on the return line the next day on December 26th, people are still nicer than they would be if they were standing on that return line on January 26th. That's the part that puzzles me. And so I challenge you to just kind of look around during the month of December. We're heading into December 1st in the next few days. We're coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday. But just kind of take a look as we begin to hear the Christmas tunes and songs on every radio station. As you walk in and out of stores, the only thing you can hear is Christmas music playing. Carols, the old traditional songs, the remakes of the traditional songs. When you turn on some radio stations, they're on a 30-day mission to play nothing but holiday music. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But there is something that causes us to change our disposition during these 30 days. Now, for those of you in the Christian faith, the whole thing around Christmas is the birth of Jesus. And Jesus is about love. So I don't know if that's a part of it, even though as a Christian, I believe it is a part of it. That's my belief system. I can't force my belief system on you. But it's just very interesting that the one born who is love in that same month seems like people get more loving. Something to think about. My second challenge, not only for you to observe in December, but my second challenge is, if by chance you're one who gets nicer, kinder, sweeter, gentler in December, that you would now try or make the attempt to do the same thing in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Even if you have to pretend that those other months are December. Let's make every month December. Let's make every holiday Christmas. Let's make every holiday about giving. Let's make every holiday about love. Let's make every holiday about being kind. Matter of fact, forget the holiday. Let's make every day. Let's make all 365 days of the year And I believe on the leap year is 366. Let's make every day a day of caring, a day of loving, a day of looking out for each other, a day of holding the door for each other, a day of smiling at each other, a day of saying thank you to each other, a day of saying please to each other, a day of saying it's all right, go ahead. If you're driving in the car and someone needs to get in front of you, let them go. Or you're not blowing the horn before the light barely can change from red to green. Let's make every day one where we care about our fellow man, not just in December. So as we come to a close of this particular episode, let's treat each other like it's December all year round. I'm Mark Medley. This is the Mark Medley Show. You can hear me live on Saturday mornings on my radio show, which is broadcast on FM radio in northern New Jersey on 88.7 FM, and it is web streamed around the world on gobrave.org. That's GOBRAVE.org. No matter where you are in the world, you can catch the show regardless of your time zone or your location, as long as you have internet connectivity and a mobile device or your hard drive or desktop and some speakers. So again, that's GOBRAVE.org, all one word, no spaces, gobrave.org, because the tagline on that station is Brave New Radio. And you can catch this podcast on all the major podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, iTunes, TuneIn, iHeart, Spreaker, Stitcher, Wonder Radio, Google Play Music. It's on all the majors and more. So I thank you for listening. I do ask that you follow or subscribe or leave a review or a rating, because that helps in terms of the various platforms. That lets them know that we actually are listened to. So if you would do that, I would appreciate it. And again, let's treat each other like it's December all year round.